So according to the Shiltubi douche muffins, we should be quite excited that RED and Nikon have finally made a product. They totally built it from scratch. Let's all sell our houses and our cars, our shoes. Here's a little common sense approach to what just happened to us. Not many good things.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we're on the Nikon Z6 III, of course, with the Canon EF 85mm 1.2, with a Fringer adapter, of course. Autofocusing, perfection has been achieved. I'm overexposed. That's okay. Side rant before we start this interesting RED episode. Someone sent me the ultimate gift of mankind. Are you even believing this thing here? Are you believing that product that I now own? I want to put it in my videos so bad I can't even achieve it. I don't know where to hang the thing, but wow, the creativity. Every time I look at it, I find something new. Oh, little things, cute little things. Thank you so much. A little while ago, probably a year ago, I did that camera giveaway contest I give sometimes. And this guy won because he had a cool channel where he films nature. He just like puts food out in his yard, has a static shot, and then animals come and eat from it. And it's like 11-hour episodes. And I was like, that's a cool little idea. So I gave him a Panasonic G85. Just a side rant about Americans. I bought him a G95, the better camera, and it didn't work, from Amazon warehouse. And the art of returning it as a Canadian was like hell. And I was like, this is supposed to be a gift, and now he has to return it. And so like we ended up finding a G85 that worked. Best camera ever made, obviously. I had it once. So then he, a year later, gives me this in return. That is the true gift, my friend. So that'll be up here somehow, if I can figure that. I obviously can't figure it out, and so it lives there. You can still see it, the side of it. Listen, RED and Nikon. Thank you. You did something. I looked up the price of the RED Komodo X, which is the nice one with, it does 6K 80 frames per second, 4K 120, HD 240. Thanks for matching my Sony ZV-E1. But like, that's cool. $13,000 later, that could be in my wallet. Woo. And now I can use my Nikon lenses. Wow, thank you so much. This is amazing. No one buys RED cameras. They're not airy. They have no screens. They're not usable by like mankind. Mirrorless is the fun thing. Like, you can do many things with it. It has all these, like when you're a dumb YouTuber and you need help, a mirrorless will do that for you. It has a screen. It has autofocus. It has stabilization. It has all these things. Where these cinema cams, we were all wondering what was gonna happen. Nikon and RED collabing, that's amazing. What are they gonna bring? A super high-end cinema cam that nobody can afford or wants to spend? That's a car. That's 2 cars, easily. Or a lot of Bitcoin. I don't want that. What I wanted was a mirrorless with RED specs. We're doing RED RAW inside. That's really all I need. Give me a firmware to add RED RAW in here. We have the RED LUTs. It's not the best. It's not the best thing I've ever seen. But praise where praise is due. It's better than it used to be. Nikon actually added autofocus capabilities that are decent. Like autofocus on a Nikon, it's a quirky beast, even with these adapted lenses. I'm not overexposed when I get close. There's pulsing and stuff. It's not perfect. Ow, that chair in the ribs, every shot. Canon's better, Sony's better, but no one else is really better. Nikon's up there. It's pretty reliable. We're doing like 85 1.2, and it's autofocusing. It's not struggling. It's just when you goof around, bad things happen. But if you were in the market for a RED camera, they're better now. Way better autofocus. Nikon Z mount is the most adaptable mount. Nothing can't be adapted to this. Literally everything. Like, you can adapt other mirrorless mounts to it. Like, it's insane. They have the best, most versatile mount in history. So it's like, okay, now RED, it makes sense to the dorks who are like filming commercials because their slave labor is needed sometimes. Can you sell my Cheerios? Make it slow motion with the red. I need dynamic range. There's fireworks. Your commercial sucks. It lasted way too long, and I skipped most of it. You don't have a real job. YouTubers are what you cater to next. Red Nicky boy. We want nice hybrid mirrorless cameras, and by hybrid I mean 99% video. So it's nice that they have released these things. They're good products, there's nothing wrong with them. They're better if you're in that world. What I'm waiting for is a firmware to this. I thought Nikon was leading the industry in firmware updates. It's been a long time and I haven't seen one firmware for this, and there's a lot of things you could be fixing. Like just changing the zebras to a different number. Like no one knows the 155, 255 language. It's like 70 to 100. It makes more sense. 100% is clipping all the highlights. 70% for skin tone perfection. Like that makes sense. Switch that over, asshole. Let me punch in to manually focus while recording. Your ZF can do it in video. Why can't this one do it? Like we're in desperate need for some fixes. Custom banks would be nice so I don't have to break my right arm turning your left-handed dial. I don't have a third arm. I'm supporting a lens. Where's the third arm? It's not Chernobyl. That was a myth, by the way. Chernobyl's the happiest place. I'm renting the place there soon, actually. Nikon, you suck. I would love to see a Nikon mirrorless with like a red sensor maybe. Like do something like that. It sounds expensive already. Don't be a global shutter one. I don't need that in my life. It's worse dynamic range. You're lying to yourself. But like Nikon mirrorless is where we need, and just influx the RED technology into these cameras. These are the ones that sell to normal people, not your rig freak with his monitor. The RED camera, it has no monitor. You need cords and dangling thing, huge battery. Like, what are you even doing at that point? You're not a man, you're a machine. Nikon is one of the higher potential camera companies for the future of just taking over everything. They're making all the right moves right now. They're like investing in the future, and it might not pay off for another 5 or 10 years. But like eventually we might be thinking of Nikon as like video-centric leader of the industry, and the others might be struggling to even keep up. But right now you're in the I spent all my money investing in the future phase and you have nothing right now. So like I'm here with you. I switch my mind every day whether or not to sell this thing. It's like, it's pretty good. I don't know, it's not better than anything I have, but for wildlife it is. And switching to Fuji would be a downgrade. Can't even find one on sale anyway. So it's like, okay, we use that. I took it out the other day and I saw this like hawk that was hovering. It was so majestic. Like I saw literally nothing else. That was supposed to be a full episode of wildlife stuff and I saw nothing. That hawk and squirrels. But when I saw the hawk, I was like, he's just standing there like in midair, and he was just like riding the waves of the wind. It was so majestic. And I was like, Nikon's your truth for that. I mean, yeah, it was a little noisy, not very sharp as I zoomed in 300%, but 400%. There's a lot of potential hope in the Nikon universe, and you never know, one day they might be that guy. So right now we're just kind of, I'm not like ashamed to be shooting on a Nikon. It's just, there's a bit of shame and guilt, but it's a good system. Not bad. So like start bringing RED stuff into these cameras, you freak. Not the other way around where you're adding Nikon bullshit into a RED cinema expensive thing. That's the opposite of what we want. You're a freak. Donating Bitcoin is not freaky. You know what I mean? The ton. We're overexposed. Don't do this. Nobody watches these parts. Douche tuber lights are on sale. Subscribe for more, what I'm saying.